wanted to say, I forgot to tell you guys about this actually. So when I went to Jamaica, there was a lot of times, it's happened 3 or 4 times, where I would go to sleep and a succubus would try me. And so succubi or incubi are essentially sexual demons. And I used to have these a while back. I remember when we first started demon hunting, it was like this giant being had its like sub demons, and it would send them your way. So it was really like a layer. So if you wanted to get to the big archdemon or the dragon, you had to go through its like smaller demons. And one of the first ones, I remember back in the day, one of the first ones it sent me was an incubus. So me and my friend Astral traveled together. We're like, we're gonna hunt down this one demon that's been doing horrible things to people, even while in the physical. So we decided we wanted to go to the Astral room and fight it. And when we did this, I remember the first night, just as I left my body, there was an incubus waiting at the end of my bed. And it was sitting right there. And it got me, it really did get me. Because then after we woke up, my homie was like, yo, where'd you go later? And I was like, yeah, I got caught, it got me. And the next night, it tried to send another one and I was good, right? I was like, I conquered this one this time. But then Broly was gone. I was like, what happened? And they were like, oh yeah, it got me because it sends something that was related to trauma. And I was like, oh, like the way it sends certain demons, knowing that it's going to get us in that way, was very fascinating. Now, when I went to Jamaica, it sent 3 or 4. And because I've been doing this for a while, it's like I already knew it was a succubus. So like, say it was like a being that the first one that came up to me, it caught me off guard. It got me, and then just as it was getting started, one of my guides yelled, "No!" And the being went, "Ugh!" And then it like ran away, and then everything changed, and then I went doing whatever I was doing, whatever mission I was going forward with. And then the second time, it was the next night, I knew it was a succubus or an incubus, but I was like, it was telling me, it was like, just relax. Like, it was telling me literally, just relax. And it was disguised as a family member. And it was like, just relax. And I was like, okay. So then I was relaxing. And then it was getting close to my groin. And then tried to pull down my pants. And that's when I went, nope. And I literally like threw it away. I threw it. And then I kept going about my mission. And the other times, I knew it was trying to pull up again, bro. Again. So then the third night, this time I had to show it like, you can't get me this time, like, good try though. And this has happened many times whenever I go on an intense mission, is they'll send a succubus or an incubus or another type of demon. But the most common ones, the first ones they usually send are the sexual ones. I don't know why. And now I'm in a stance where it's like I could spot them a mile away and conquer them. But at the beginning it was hard. And at the beginning, I'm meaning months at the beginning, it was like it would send it and I would keep training to defeat them. I'd go to Astral school, literally go into the Astral realm to the schools and learn how to spot them, and they'll teach you how to spot them. Or I would literally just go into Astral arena, or I would just go into Astral and do missions and then learn as I go. It's like if a succubus or incubus comes, I'm going to learn as I go. And that was the hardest way to learn, because then they come and then you just learn as you go. So it'll take you months, but every time one comes, you learn something new. So I've learned a lot about these succubuses and incubus, and I want to say this to people that are facing these and that are demon hunting, is that especially if you're fighting greater demons, they're going to send their smaller little ones in different ways. Maybe it's an incubus or succubus. It could be any type of demon. It could be one literally just to cast fear onto you from the past. Like literally get anything that scars you from the past and try and make you relive it in the astral, in the dream realm. Or maybe it's like it's disguised as a person. It's literally reptilian, like it changed form and it's disguised as someone that really hurts you. And then instead of going on your mission, you're running from this thing. It literally triggers trauma and fear, whatever it can to trigger trauma and fear, or use lust, which is basically like one of the lowest vibrations. It's feeding on pleasure. So if you get these, just so you know, especially as a demon hunter or shadow hunter, whatever you want to call it, or if you're an astral mercenary, we call it in my server, where you are astral traveling to battle or to do any sort of mission, you know what's up. You know what's up. Especially if it's a mission of you just want to travel the galaxy, see what's out there, or you want to talk with certain beings, whatever it means to be an astral mercenary to you. Just know when these demons come around, or these lower vibrational entities, especially these lower vibrational extraterrestrials, like archons, like low vibe reptilians. And I say that because not all reptilians are bad, but low vibrational reptilians that are purposely deceiving you. You know what's good. I want to mention that quick because I know a lot of you watch my videos because you're an astral mercenary and you are learning, but I just want to say this. You are always going to learn as you go, and you're always going to use the astral realm to learn. So next video, I'm going to quickly talk about Maldek because I've been using Maldek. If you see my previous video, they actually were like, this is my guides. They were like, you're not done with Maldek. Honestly, I thought I was done with Maldek because after those first 2 nights, like in the video I made the other day, I was like, oh, I want to go back to Maldek. I feel like I'm supposed to go back, but I don't want to. And then my guide's like, you're not done yet. And I was like, oh, man. But I was also excited. But you guys know I like challenge. And anytime I get to face, especially when you go to Maldek, you're facing great fears. You're facing great traumas, that other people's traumas or your own traumas, and you're defeating them on Maldek. That's the whole point of Maldek, and the reason why I continue to go there is because every time I go there now, it's like I'm not as afraid. You literally adapt. So every night, like last night, I went there 3 times, literally 3 times. I went to sleep, woke up, went to sleep, woke up, went to sleep, woke up 3 times that night. And every travel was intense. I was like, whoa. And they were like, that's part 1, Cash. That's part 2. Ready to go again? And I'm like, yep, let's go. And I'm going to make another video about it because I'm supposed to go there again tonight. So I recommend if some of you are really spiritual warriors, like you're like, yeah, I want to go do that. But when you go there the first time, it's painful. And you're like, oh my God. Even my family was like, are you okay today? And I was like, yeah, I'm just processing a lot. And my mom, she knows what I do. So she was like, okay, yeah, I understand. And she wanted to actually talk about it with me to understand. She's like, what did you see? Where did you go? Because she knows about Maldek too. She's like, what actually was happening? And she's open to hearing what I have to say. But others, I'm just like, oh, I'm good. And you kind of have to play and act because the rest of the day you're kind of daydreaming. You're like, wow, I literally went to that planet and I never knew Maldekians lived like this. It's literally like worse than Earth. Dead ass is like worse than Earth. But that's why I keep going, because now Earth is kind of like easier, and every time you go there you build yourself up against a new fear, and you wake up and you're like, I literally fought zombies, or I literally fought low vibrational being on Maldek that was trying to hurt me, and I defeated him. And if you don't defeat them, you go back and you're like, I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna try it again until I conquer it. So Maldek helps you conquer fear on one of the highest levels. And every night I go, I'm like, and my guys are like, you're going to go again? My head goes high. I'm like, all right, I don't know what I'm going to face, but I'm ready for whatever it is. It's like I literally trigger warrior mode. It's like, you trigger it. And that's what, you guys already know, that's what this means. It means warrior. And from my Lyran family, the power, the strength from my family of Lyra. You know what's good? Feline. You know what's good? Dragon, ice, fire. We got it all. We got it all. This is what it means to be a spiritual warrior. A spiritual warrior, demon hunter, shadow hunter, astral mercenary, whatever you want to call it. That's what these ruins mean. It means you're an astral mercenary. I hope this helped some of you guys out, especially with the succubuses, incubuses, and essentially defeating fear. The only way to conquer is through. And if you can't get through, you learn how to get through. And you adapt so then you can get through. That's how warriors work. And this is why not everybody can be a warrior. And I'm saying this because everybody's always like, oh, I can do that. I'm going to go do it and just conquer. But then they go and they're like, oh, shit. Or they try and do warrior stuff in real life. And they're like, yo, it's not what I thought. And this is what I mean by being an astral mercenary. It's not what you think. And a lot of you guys know that. But I just want to make this known because if you're starting, you have to prove to yourself. You literally have to prove to yourself you're a warrior. Guys will ask you, they're like, I thought you said you're a warrior. And they're like, you have to show yourself you're a warrior. And you're like, you're right. You're right. You have to go into pain hugely. You got to go into fear. You really have to look at fear in the eye. And that's what we do. We conquer fear, and we go through fear to get stronger so we can help the world defeat fear. And we go through these things so others don't. That's what we do. Love you guys so much. See you in the next